And what? We're live.
We are
we live?
live. Yeah. What's up, adventurers? Welcome to the first ever Nalu Adventures live stream. We obviously haven't done this before yet on the channel, so we're super excited to do this. We've no idea really how long we're going to let this go for, but we're just going to kind of let things go with the flow. See if anybody jumps on and wants to hop on into the chat room, ask us any questions. We also put up a Q&A over on Instagram where we just got a couple of people to ask us some questions over there. So we're going to kind of compile those Q&As together that we have from our Instagrams. And then we're going to start answering a couple of those questions as well in a little bit. We figured that we may as well start this whole live stream off just by introducing ourselves, letting you guys know who exactly we are, if this is your first video that you are going to see of us. So we're Nalu Adventures, that's the name of the channel. The reason for the name Nalu Adventures is it's just a mixture of both of our names. So Naomi, me, Luke, so Nalu Adventures. The whole goal of the channel really is just to provide you guys with a different outlook of the world. So a lot of people have this outlook on the world that a lot of countries are dangerous, a lot of countries are poor, and they might be not worth visiting. But we want to show that actually everywhere that we've been to so far and everywhere that we plan on going to, we want to try and show a different perspective and sort of a different view from tourists such as us that are going abroad to these countries, and show you guys that it's a positive thing and that traveling at the moment is doable and it's achievable. And we want to show you guys as well how you can do it full time, just like we are too.
Exactly. And why alive today? It's raining here in Albania, so we had to find, actually we wanted to travel around and show a few different places as well, but today it's raining here, so we didn't really have another option than going live, and we just figured we would do this instead of visiting a place like the way we would usually do it. But in case you do have any questions to us, just pop them down in the chat and we will answer them.
Yeah, absolutely. Just throw it into the live chat, guys, if you are jumping on the live with us. Again, we've no idea how long this is going to go for. We do have a bunch of questions that were asked to us as well over on our Instagrams too. Yeah, so let's jump into it. We have one question here already, and hello, Ola.
That's my dad. Hi, Papa.
Naomi's dad is on the live right now, and we also have Alfred. I'm sorry, Alfred, I cannot pronounce that surname. Maybe it's Georgiaj, Alfred Georgiaj. Hey guys, are you planning to go to the north of Albania? So we are planning, basically we've been in Albania now for quite some time. We've been in Albania, I think, for around 3 months. We spent a lot of time in different places. We started off in Tirana, then we went to Durrës, then Vlora, then Berat, and Gjirokastër, and Kruja, sorry. So we've been to a bunch of different places. I think we've been to maybe 14 or 15 different places so far on our trip through Albania. One of the places that we did miss out on is the north of Albania, and it's somewhere that we are planning on going, but after we visit a couple of more countries. We're going to be back in Albania very, very soon because we are in love with this country. We have heard that Valbona and Teth, those are 2 must-see places, and Bayram Curry and places like this.
I think in general, the Albanian Alps are supposed to be really beautiful. We saw a lot of different other YouTubers visiting those places, and to be honest, we haven't been there yet, but we're planning on going there then on our next trip because, I think now it's kind of slowly starting to become colder here in Albania, so we do have to find an option to flee the winter or the autumn, let's say it like that, and go somewhere else. And then as soon as it gets warmer, we will come back to Albania.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, what the goal is right now is the agenda for us is filling up pretty fast. So we're going to be leaving Albania on the 3rd of October, the 5th of October. We're leaving Albania. We're going to be in Tirana on the 3rd of October. So the 3rd and the 4th of October will be in Tirana, in the city, in the capital,
where it all began.
Where it all began. So we're gonna be making maybe a video in Tirana. We're thinking of maybe doing like a food video in Tirana, and just showing you guys a little more of Tirana, because I know that we put out a video, like a first impressions video style of Tirana, and we also did the Deity mountain on the cable cars. But we are very excited to go back to Tirana and check more of Tirana out as well, because it's a super interesting city. It's full of things to do, and it's one of the most interesting capital cities that we've been to. And you know, Albania as a country in general, it's an incredible place. And it's very underrated. A lot of people that I know, for example, back in Ireland where I'm from, if you speak to them about Albania, they're just going to look at you and just be like, why have you been there? Like, what did you do? Like, what's the reason for going there? Because Albania is not really spoken about as a tourist attraction in a lot of other European countries, not yet. And that's what we are planning on changing. And that's why we have like 22 videos now just of Albania so far. So hours of content for you guys to check out. So Alfred says, oh, sorry, advanced delete channel. Hello guys, you look so good. Cheers.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for joining the live. I hope you like the content. Alfred again. Alfred is from Skodra. I was hoping going to go there because I live in the States. And thanks to you and your amazing work. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Alfred. Thank you very much for that comment. We actually went through Skodra. We took the bus.
Yeah, when we came from Kotor to Tirana, so we took that journey from Montenegro to Albania by bus.
Yep.
And that bus journey went through Skodra, and it actually looked really, really beautiful. And one of our friends, Andy from the States, he spent quite some time in Skodra and got tattooed there and everything. Yeah. And he said it was amazing there. So it is very high up on our list as well. So like we do want to see definitely Valbona, Teth, Skodra, and by
Saranda as well.
Oh, we didn't see Sia, but I mean in terms of north.
Yeah, in the north, like Teth, that's a big one. I know Teth is like probably the most popular. Then the Valbona, we want to do the river as well. The Komani River. We need to do that. Bayram Curry and then Saranda. Those are kind of the main locations in Albania that we haven't been to yet, but they're all kind of the main tourist locations that a lot of tourists do go to. So those are kind of the reasons that we didn't go to them yet, because we wanted to see kind of the undiscovered Albania, if you get what I mean. We wanted to go to a lot of places that people don't really talk about as much and try and get our own sense of what Albania is truly like.
Maybe show a little bit more of a traditional perspective of Albania as well, because obviously if you go to Saranda, you do have a lot of tourist influence, which is great, don't get me wrong, but it is not like the pure Albania that you would discover there, because like Tirana is obviously very multicultural and very well known everywhere, and Saranda and Ksamil would be as well. So we wanted to show more the like natural, pure Albania side of things.
Yeah, 100%. Ole, Naomi's dad, says this is the yellow from the egg.
Well, that's an inside joke.
It's just a saying in Germany. People say my English is not the yellow from the egg,
which means it's not the best. But he's saying this is the yellow from the egg, so it is the best.
Yes,
number one. Okay, Alfred.
Thanks to you, meant to say we get to see the Albania that we miss. That's really nice to hear, because we do know there's a lot of Albanians that are living abroad. I know a lot of the younger Albanian generation moved abroad to America and to Germany and to Britain, for example, Switzerland, all these countries.
Italy a lot as well.
And Italy, yeah. I actually know, I know personally an Albanian guy that lives in Switzerland, and he speaks to me quite a bit, and he does say he misses Albania a lot. Unfortunately, due to the circumstances that are in Albania, you know, low wages and relatively low sort of how do I say, quality of living for the younger generation, it's tough, and it causes a lot of people to move abroad, which is totally understandable. The same exact thing is happening right now in the country that I'm from, in Ireland. The cost of living in Ireland is way too high, and the salaries are way too low. So a lot of the younger generation, such as myself, are leaving Ireland for that exact reason, to try and find a better life for themselves. So 100% I understand your comment there, Alfred. That's what we want to show. That's what we want to put across in our channel. We want to show you guys the parts of Albania that are undiscovered. And it's the same with the rest of the countries that we go to. Like, we're planning the next stop after here is Mexico. So we can't wait to show you guys Mexico, show you guys the stuff that we are missing as well. So Teresa, Naomi's mom, is in the chat.
You.
We see you too, Teresa.
Teresa.
Teresa. Teresa. Oh. So Alfred says it's underrated because people watch too much news and too many movies about Albania. They are scared that they will be taken like the movie. That's true. I never actually thought of that. That movie, Taken, with Liam Neeson, actually features it's like Albanians that are doing the dirty work in that movie, and it portrays Albanians as bad people. Albanian people are very friendly. Albanian people are incredibly genuine, very warm, and very receptive, and they have amazing hospitality and amazing food. So, to anybody watching this video, if you haven't gotten it already, we do enjoy Albania. We have over 20 videos just specifically about Albania. So 100% we both recommend you guys to check this country out.
To be honest, we haven't had a single negative experience so far. I feel like Albanians are very social people as well. So like, if you do walk outside, you walk around, people say hello to you, or if you sit in a cafe here somewhere enjoying your coffee, people are going to come up to you and be like, where are you from? And they get super excited when you say, like in my case, I say I'm from Germany, or half German, half Italian, and people get super excited and start talking about, football, soccer, and whatever. And the same applies to Ireland. So like, Albanians are super sociable and very nice people. Like, obviously people watch too much news and have that perception of Albania, but it's really like, there's nothing behind that. It's
exactly.
most welcoming country we've visited so far, I think.
Just like Naomi said, people watch too much news, and people they develop their own perceptions of what countries are like. That's the reason why we want to go to Mexico as well, because if you speak to most people about Mexico and you say that you want to go to Mexico, the majority of the people that you say that to are going to be like, Mexico is really dangerous. Don't go there. It's just criminals. And it's like, no, that's not the way it is. And it's not the way Albania is. It's not the way Serbia is. It's not the way all of these countries that are out there that are relatively seen as being dangerous, they're not that dangerous. People are people, and humans are going to be humans. You're going to have bad people, you're going to have good people, and the good always outweighs the bad from our experiences so far anyways.
Yeah, well, it depends on how you portray yourself. I'd say if you come across as a bad person, people are going to react negatively back to you, and as long as you are a human being, I think people are going to be okay as well. So like, there's not really that much negativity coming towards you if you just walk around the street with a smile on your face.
Yeah, exactly. Alfred says, yes, we spread like COVID. No, that's true. It's the same thing with Irish people are very similar. Irish people are similar to the Albanians in that way. No matter where you go in the world, you're going to find Irish people, like Irish ancestors, will come from different areas and spread around all over the world. You see that in Australia and America and Germany and everywhere.
No matter where you go, you will always find an Irish pub, I think.
Just Irish pubs.
They're everywhere.
And that's 100% true what you're saying as well about Albanians. Like they are all over the world, and it's great to see, because Albanian people are obviously very skilled in many different areas. So I'm sure they're doing great work for a lot of people abroad as well. Advanced Delete Channel says winter is not that harsh though, especially in Tirana. That I'm sure that's actually true in Tirana and maybe the coast of Albania. Winter is probably a little bit calmer, but we're currently in Korcha, and
it's cold.
It's already, like, right now in Korcha, it gets pretty cold. Like we are literally just living out of our backpacks. We literally just have everything that we own is in a backpack, that's not that large. It's a large enough backpack, but your entire life is in a backpack. So we have the bare essentials. Like I have one pair of shoes. That's it. And it's a pair of Converse.
Yeah.
I have like 4 or 5 t-shirts that I just rotate. I have one pair of pants, like one pair of jeans. I have maybe 5 or 6 pair of underwear that I just rotate. And that's
and
it.
Wash.
And wash, of course.
Not only rotate.
And yeah, that's it. So we don't actually have like heavy jackets, or we don't have like, warm winter stuff. So Cork is getting pretty cold right now, and it's kind of causing us to be like, okay, we need to go somewhere now where there's sun, so we don't have to buy a jacket, if you know what I mean.
Can't wait to see Tirana again, though.
Yeah, Tirana, we're super excited to go to Tirana and just bask in Tirana, because Tirana is an amazing city. There's so much stuff to do, and there's so much stuff that we missed out on the last time. Like there's bunk art, which is like the Enver Hoxha style bunkers that you have, and you can go down into them, and they're like a museum. So you go into these bunkers, you look around, you have all these art from like World War II and all of this really old sort of war, Renaissance type of art. It's really, really cool. And it's something that we didn't do the last time that we were in Tirana. So something that we're definitely going to do when we get there on the 3rd. So we have the 3rd and the 4th in Tirana. And then on the 5th, we're going to be flying to Barcelona. So basically what we have to do there is we're going to have to take a COVID test, go to Barcelona, and then we have to take a train from Barcelona to Madrid. And then 2 days after that, we have a direct flight from Madrid to Cancun. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be a long trip as well.
Super interesting journey.
Yeah, for sure.
We haven't been in Spain forever as well. I think when the last time I was in Spain, I was like 14 years old, maybe 15. So it's forever ago as well. So I'm kind of looking forward to see what developed there, what the progression looks like, and so on. So maybe it's a completely different city now. You don't know.
Yeah, you never know. The pandemic has changed a lot of stuff. Obviously, the pandemic has affected the world as a whole. So we don't know what to expect, but that's all a part of the adventure, guys. So Advanced Elite Channel says, I've already answered that question. Alfred, I know I've lived in New York, only Irish pubs. Yeah, New York City. I've been to New York myself. New York City is an amazing place, but yeah, you can really feel there's a heavy presence of Irishness there in New York. Because yeah, my own family is over there in the States. And the Irish, New York was built by the Irish and the Italians. So you have Irish people and Italian people. You obviously had the Irish mafia and the Italian mafia as well. So that's a whole different story. But New York is a super interesting place, and it's definitely a city that I recommend anybody to go to.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit overwhelming because the skyscrapers, and you feel like you literally feel like you're an ant in New York. Everything is just big. And
you have to like people, probably. It's very crowded.
You really need to be a people person in New York, because there is 20 million people, I believe, in New York. So it's crazy population for like such a condensed place. I know New York is pretty big, but 20 million people, it's crazy. Alfred says he's watching from Florida. It's 31 Celsius. Yeah, Florida.
Lucky you.
Florida is a place that we are dying to go to. Florida is super interesting. Very great climate, and it's kind of almost like the Caribbean style climate there, and just looks like a beautiful place to be, a beautiful state as well. So that's somewhere that we're definitely looking at visiting. Maybe after all this pandemic stuff is over, we're going to check Florida out. It is a little bit on the expensive side as well, though.
I think the US opened up now, though, for people with an ESTA visa or something, or like. Initially, we wanted to go to Cancun via Miami, our flight, and then we were like, okay. My mom's husband, he owns a traveling agency, and he was like, no, you're European, you cannot transit through the US.
Yep.
Maybe don't do that.
Yep.
And we had to rebook our entire journey, but that's things you learn along the way. We were not aware of that stuff.
Yeah, 100%. That was unfortunate because just like we were saying, the pandemic, it changes everything and it makes you have to rethink a lot of your travel as well. So, well, let's see what Ollie says. I want to buy a t-shirt with Nalu. Yep, that's actually something that we're thinking about doing, guys. Obviously, right now we're a very small YouTube channel. You know, we're just literally coming up to 900 subscribers. So we're very grateful for all of the support that you guys have shown us so far.
Just overwhelming.
We've only been doing this now for 3 months. Like, we started our channel back on the 1st of April this year. So technically 4 months now that we've been doing this. It's a very short period of time, but thankfully we have been able to grow relatively fast, and we're almost at the 1K subscribers. But once we start getting over that 1K mark, we're going to really start pushing forward. We have plans. We have plans to do a podcast, which is going to be like a travel podcast where we're going to talk about different destinations. We're going to talk about being digital nomads. We're going to talk about travel full time and how you guys can achieve it, which is something we're going to get into on this live as well, even just briefly. So, and another thing as well is looking at doing our own merchandise too. At some stage, we're going to just basically call it Nalu, and then maybe make some t-shirts, some backpacks, some nice equipment that you guys can avail of, and we'll have a bunch of discounts for all of our subscribers as well.
Let us know if you're interested in that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously my dad and my mom said as well, I need Nalu clothes. Obviously they're going to be supportive because they're my parents, but you know, if you guys out there are interested in that type of stuff as well, let us know and we'll get to that faster, sooner rather than later.
For sure.
That's the saying.
Gary Smith, he says, my brother and I are going to be in Tirana the last week of October. What would you recommend seeing if we had only a few days? So, Tirana is an incredible place if you have a few days, because Tirana is very walkable. It's not that big of a city. There's tons of stuff to see, though, in Tirana. You have the Bloku district. So that's, for me, I think that would be the number one thing to go and check out. Bloku, Blloku district in Tirana. Go have a walk around Bloku. It's an incredible place. There's so much stuff to do. There's so many things to see there. Just the general structure of that area in Tirana is very beautiful. I think, if I'm not wrong, Bloku used to be under communist rule. Bloku was specifically there for the government. So that was an area where government officials were only allowed to be. But now, obviously, it's open up. It's free access for the public. You can go and check out everything that's there. Bunch of really cool restaurants and amazing things to do there as well, like the bunk art.
There was the part of the city where we were saying it has a little bit of a laid-back Indonesia type of vibe. Was that part of the city?
Yeah, it basically feels like in Bloku, it gives like a vibe of kind of like Bali. Like, it gives like the Southeast Asian type of structure. Like, everything, the restaurants are very like kind of hipster. A lot of stuff is made out of wood. You have a lot of like very trendy looking coffee places.
Very green area as well.
Green area.
You have the large park below.
Yeah, exactly. And you have a bunch of kind of like fruit juice places. I'm sure there's a bunch of like, you know, places that you can get very fresh food.
Sushi places.
Places as well.
If you like sushi.
So very wide selection of restaurants there in Bloku. Go check the bunk art out as well. Like I was saying before, it looks incredible, and there's a bunch of different locations there as well for you to check out. The pyramids too.
It's under construction at the moment, I think.
Yeah,
the pyramid. It's
called Pyramida. That is incredibly interesting, but it is currently under construction. Skanderbeg Square, that's obviously like kind of the main attraction then of Tirana too. Very, very
loads of
cool.
museums around.
Yeah.
Around Skanderbeg.
There's tons of museums around Skanderbeg Square. I would suggest go to all of the museums that you can, and just check out the general vibe of the city, because it's just really nice. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Balkan version of Barcelona. I love Barcelona. Barcelona is one of my favorite cities in Europe, and Tirana kind of reminds me of it. It's very cool, and it's very laid back, and everybody's just kind of just chilling, having their coffee. and people watching, taking it easy. So it's a great city.
And you should definitely check Skanderbeg Square at night out as well, because every time we went there was some sort of an event happening. If it was like, it was live music, people dancing, people singing, people just, getting together and having the crack, like you would say in Irish, but like just people having fun and being very sociable, I think.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Amazing restaurants.
Yeah, very true. So do we have any more questions here? Where's the German mafia? Who knows?
Hiding in Colombia, I'd say.
Probably in Colombia. Gary says, awesome. Thank you so much for the information. It's because of your videos that inspire us to go there. And thanks for all the awesome videos. Can't wait to see what's coming next. Thanks so much, Gary. Hopefully when we do the Mexico videos, it will inspire you as well to come and check Mexico out. We have no idea what to expect, to be honest, because neither of us have ever been to Central or South America. So we're very excited. We're planning on going to Mexico, maybe Costa Rica, maybe Colombia. So we can't wait. We're very excited for that. And we can't wait to check those countries out, because they're countries that a lot of people think of as being dangerous. But
obviously they have like touristy hotspots there as well, like Cancun or Tulum, Playa del Carmen, stuff like that. But obviously, like, we're going to try to base ourselves somewhere around there and then just kind of take it from there and see what we can do in day trips, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, what we're going to do right now is we're going to answer a couple of questions that we got over on Instagram. Hopefully we can answer them and put them across in a nice way for you guys to understand. And while we're answering those questions, if any of you guys have any questions, drop them into the chat box here, because we do have the live chat is going. So please use the live chat. Jump in, ask us any questions that you have, whether it's how to travel full time, how do we fund our travels, anything like that. Drop it down into the live chat and we're going to answer it as we go. So first question over here on Instagram, what did we get?
From Traveling James, we got, is Albania a cheap country to travel in?
Yes.
Let's put it like this. Yes.
Albania is a very affordable place to travel. So, like, I don't know how to put it. We're staying in an apartment right now, a 2-bedroom apartment in the city center of Korcha. Like, we're literally like a 2-minute walk from the direct center of Korcha. 2 bedrooms. I would say it's around 4 times bigger than the apartment that we were staying in Dublin, maybe more.
Probably more.
It's a very large place, very nice place. It's costing us €230 for the entire month, which is insane.
And it's an Airbnb.
So, and it's just incredible. And not to mention that, but the cost of food here in Albania is ridiculously cheap. If you want to go and get your groceries, for example, you can go to fresh local markets that are everywhere in Albania. You can buy directly from locals that grow their own fruit and veg, and you can get kilos of vegetables. I'm talking kilos of vegetables, kilos of fruit for very, very little money. I'm talking like literally a couple of euro.
We saw that in Tirana as well. Like, it's not only the larger markets, but like there's a lot of people that kind of sell the produce out of their garage or out of their backyard basically, and you get like, it doesn't get any cheaper than that, and it's all organic, biological, whatever you need for your diet. It doesn't get any more natural than that, I'd say. There's like no chemicals added, I'd say.
Exactly. And the general cost, even if you want to go to a supermarket. So if you want to go to a supermarket, you have Big Market is one. You have Conad, which is like a chain. That's a little bit more expensive, but it's still incredibly cheap. So you can go in, for example, you can buy sausage, meat. You can buy any sort of meat that you want. You can buy cheese. You can buy pasta. You can get like 1 kilo of pasta, and it will cost you like maybe 60 or 70 lek, which is like 45 cents, which is just absolutely ridiculously cheap, especially if you compare it to the rest of Europe and the cost of things in the rest of Europe. Now, I understand for Albanian people and for Irish or UK people, the costs affect people in a different way because there is a different salary in every country. But for people that are traveling to Albania, Albania is incredibly cheap, very affordable. And we highly recommend it if anybody is looking to travel to somewhere that's really beautiful, but is on a budget.
Just to give you an idea, I think we had a video like 1 or 2 weeks back about what we spent on a monthly basis in Albania, and it was around 700 euro, I think. But that's like going out to restaurants and, going out for a drink here and there and traveling around a lot. So depending on how much you want to move and how your own standards are, it obviously can be a lot more, also a lot less. Depends on your own budget, I'd say.
Yeah, like it depends on your preferences. So, next question.
How do you fund your travels?
So we fund our travels in kind of a bunch of different ways. So number one that we did, and something that's very important, is we read a lot of books around personal finance. So we understood basically the basics of personal finance, which is super important. We understood investing as well. So we looked into investing on the stock market, investing in cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. So we've used those two things really to kind of set ourselves free from our 9-to-5 jobs. Because both of us worked 9 to 5. We both were 9 to 5 workers, Monday to Friday, going into an office and working for a boss. Now, neither of us do that. We just travel full time and we do what we want.
We're our own boss.
We're our own boss now. So basically, we make videos and we work when we want to work. Yeah. And the reason we were able to do that is because we focused on spending. We focused on saving. Save your money. You make money it's not the key. Money is not the key to happiness. It's the key to freedom. It's the key for freeing time up for yourself. And that's the only way that money should ever be viewed, in our personal opinion. If you can just get yourself together enough money that you can live for the next 2 or 3 years, you can step away from your job. You can focus on doing what you want. You can focus on building what you want. And then you can just have a more sort of clear mindset going forward then. And you don't have to worry where your next paycheck is going to come from and if you can survive for the next month. So that's the number one tip from myself. It's to focus on saving, focus on not spending money on dumb stuff. Stop trying to impress people with the amount of money that you're spending on cars, on clothes, stuff like this. None of that stuff matters. The only thing that matters is your happiness and your level of personal freedom.
And the memories you did along the way, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, and the memories as well.
Yeah, so to put it kind of in a conclusion, as of right now, we're not earning any money with YouTube yet, because you need at least 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, where we are not at yet. I think it's another 100.
Yeah, we're not that far away.
Missing to make money on YouTube. We are literally living off of our savings at the moment and making new investments on stock market and cryptocurrency. But there's other options as well if you want to look into affiliate marketing and stuff like that, which we're not doing yet. And maybe selling our own merchandise in the future. We'll see what happens, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. So investing is something as well, guys. That make sure you look into it, the investing side of things. That's something that we're going to start talking a little bit more about here on our channel, because investing is incredibly important if you do care about your financial success in the future. Because basically, if you understand the general concept of investing, you can multiply whatever is in your savings. You just have to use risk assessment. Look at where you're putting your money. Make sure that the companies are decent companies. They're companies that are not going to go out of business anytime soon. And then watch your money grow. So those are the two main tips. We're going to speak about those a lot more in depth as our videos progress.
Yeah, for sure. Next question.
Next question.
What's different there in Albania compared to the rest of the world?
Okay, so there's a lot of difference between Albania and the rest of the world. Obviously, number one would be culture. Albania is one of the most unique countries that we've been to in terms of culture. Albania really has its own way of doing things, and that's good. And I think it's really good for every country to have its own unique flavor on life. And Albania definitely has that. And that's something that we really enjoy about Albania. People act the way Albanians do, and it's the way Albanian people just have this way of going about their daily life, which is really nice to see. There's a community spirit in Albania, which is fantastic. People help each other out because of the social circumstances, the economic circumstances in Albania, because this country only recently separated itself from communist times. People are still recovering from that time frame. And I know it was quite a while ago, but it still is relatively fresh in the minds of many Albanian people. So
it's like 30 something years now.
Yeah.
Just to give you maybe a perspective, we met a woman in Kruja, I think. She said that the tourism here only opened up, I think she said like 15 years ago or something like that.
Yep.
And in the first year, they had something like 20 tourists. So it is, tourism in Albania is relatively new compared to other countries, I think. And for them, it's like a lot of times you see that people realize that you are a tourist, and they are going to be like, oh, like they're very like curious and happy to see you, and like they're asking you if you want to go for a coffee, or if they can help you, or whatever it might be that they can offer you. They're going to be super excited to see you and have you there. And that's completely different than other countries. Like if you go to like let's say Spain, for example, people are very used to tourism there, and they're just gonna look at you like another number. You're not anything special. Nobody is gonna pay extra attention to you just because you're in the country. And I feel like that's in Albania. It's still the case that you're treated like a you're a tourist here, you're a guest, and Albanian people are very into hospitality as well, and they're going to look after you and make sure that you're okay and that you get to your destination. And that's very different to other countries.
Yeah, absolutely. Advanced Elite Channel says remote working could be an option as well. Yep, that's something that we're looking into as well. We have enough money saved right now that we can live for roughly maybe another like 14 or 15 months without having to worry. So something we're looking at is like remote working. If the YouTube channel doesn't go the way we're expecting it to go, that's definitely something that we're going to be looking into. Maybe teaching English online. We know a lot of people that teach English online, and that helps them to travel around the world. We know a lot of people that are digital nomads, for example, that work online, and they provide just basically they develop a skill, they provide the service, and they sell it online. And that's a fantastic way of making an extra income while you have the location freedom and the ability to move around the world as well. Mm-hmm. So next question.
Visit Voskopoja said #visit Voskopoja. So if you haven't already, go to Voskopoja. We've been there.
100%. Voskopoja, for anybody that's watching, guys, Voskopoja is a very small place just outside of Korča in Albania, and it's a very beautiful place. We visited Voskopoja and Boboštica and Pogradec and a bunch of these small places outside of Korča that are relatively close by. And Voskopoja is an incredible location.
Very high up.
Very high up as well. It's actually a little bit higher than Korča, and Korča is already pretty high up in terms of elevation.
We're on 850 meters right now, and I think Voskopoja is at around like 1,100 something meters. So like Albanians use it as a like ski resort location. So if you're interested in skiing or something like that, check out Voskopoja for your winter plans. Yeah. Very beautiful city. And if you're interested in history as well, they have loads of monasteries and churches and all like very historical things. So if you're interested in that, go and check Voskopoja out.
Yeah, definitely.
Eagle Flight is asking, did you hike to the Big Cross?
The Big Cross in Korča?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so we haven't been there yet. We're planning on going there. Basically, today the weather is terrible. The weather over the next couple of days here in Korča, I think, is supposed to be pretty bad, but we do plan on doing that. We still have like 5 full days left here in Korča, so we're actually planning on making a hiking video of Korča before we leave. So that's really funny that you said that, because
that was the plan for today. Not
Yeah.
the plane, the plan.
That was the plane.
The plane.
We were planning on making a hiking video up to the cross that you're talking about. On the agenda. Don't worry, it's going to come. Next.
What's your biggest struggle?
Biggest.
Yeah.
Slash,
have you found a way to monetize your traveling? But we talked about that. So maybe what's your biggest struggle?
So our biggest struggle, for me personally, staying motivated to make videos and come up with fresh ideas.
Creativity.
The creativity side of things. So basically, when you come to a country like Croatia or Montenegro or Albania, you arrive in the country and then you're like, okay, you're seeing everything with fresh eyes. And then you're just like, okay, this country is like this, or this country is like this. And then you want to portray that country in a certain way. And obviously you have positive intentions at heart. And putting that into a video and portraying that in the right way and putting out a video to the public for people to criticize, that's tough sometimes, because like the last video that we made, for example, we did a food tour around Korcha, like a fast food tour, where we tried like a bunch of different gyro. It's like a fast food item that you can get everywhere here in Albania. And we went around and tried a bunch of them, and then we posted the video. And then we had like a bunch of like comments in the comment section being like, like about Kosovo and about Serbia, and people were angry and upset, even though that we didn't mention anything to do with any of these countries. We're literally just making a fast food video to show people, hey, like, look at this food, it's really tasty. But people still feel the need to bring politics into it. So that's something that kind of demotivated us a little bit. It kind of was like, what? Yeah. We just want to show what we like about this country. We're not trying to bring any politics into it. We're not trying to talk about all this negativity stuff. So that demotivated and set us back a little bit. But nonetheless, we're still going to be making videos as often as we can, because we are enjoying this, and we're enjoying traveling, and we're enjoying making this content for you guys as well.
It's a specific type of mindset that you have to adapt, I think, to, like, obviously, like, sometimes when we get these types of comments, we're just wondering, okay, is it something that I said? Is it something, was my t-shirt wrong? We had that case in Montenegro. I was wearing the wrong t-shirt and everybody was angry about that. Yeah. Like these types of things, like this is like, it's like microaggression, I'd say, that we are not aware of because it's not our culture. Yeah. And like every now and then we're just like looking back on the video and trying to understand what might have caused that site, basically, I would say. Oh, our connection is unstable.
I hope you guys can still hear us. It says the connection is a little bit unstable.
Oh, it disappeared.
Let us know in the live chat if you guys can still hear us, because it did just pop up there saying that our connection went a little. So if you guys can still hear us, let us know. That would be great.
Give us a thumbs up or something.
Or just throw us a thumbs up or something like that. Eagle Flight says, are you going to visit Skoda as well? So just before you jumped onto the live, we were talking exactly about this. We've traveled to maybe, like, I would say like 75% of Albania so far. We've spent around 3 months in Albania, and we came through Skoda on the bus, because we came from Montenegro. So we traveled in through Skoda. We did see Skoda. We were there for, I think, like 3 or 4 hours, because we were stopped for quite some time on the bus. Skoda is a beautiful place, and it is somewhere that's on our list for actually making and putting out videos as well. Skoda, Teth, Valbona, Bayram Curry, and Saranda. Those are like the 5 places that we need to go to the next time that we come to Albania, because we are leaving Albania on the 3rd of October. I don't know why I keep mixing those 2 dates up.
It's gonna be a very long journey. So I think, it says again, it's unstable. No.
Oh no. Can you guys still hear us? I hope you can.
Let us know, please.
Let us know in the comments if you guys can hear us, because the connection seems to be
looking funny.
Seems to be a little bit funny at the moment. I hope this video turns out well. We're going to move on to the next question, guys.
It's just the last one. Someone asked about our future plans, which we covered a little bit already. So like we're gonna leave Albania in a few days.
Future plans is we're going to leave Albania in 6-7 days. We're going to be leaving Albania. We're very sad and emotional to leave Albania because this country is where we saw the most amount of momentum and growth in terms of our YouTube channel and in terms of making content.
In terms of making friends.
And in terms of making friends as well. So it's been fantastic. We love Albania.
Thank you, Mama, for giving me the thumbs
up. we love Albania very much. So it's a place that we are going to be back very, very soon if we can. We're going from Albania to Mexico. And then we're going to we have between maybe 1 to 3 months possibly in Mexico, depending on how much we like it or depending on how well Mexico suits our style of filming and what sort of content we want to put out while we're in Mexico. I'm sure we're going to love Mexico. I just have a good feeling about it. And then after Mexico, we're planning then on going to maybe Colombia or Costa Rica.
South from Mexico.
South, yeah, we're going to head south from Mexico into Central America, more of Central America, and then maybe South America as well. And we have a bunch of other plans in terms of future plans as well for this channel. We want to make a lot of self-development videos just to help people out there. We know with the pandemic going on right now, a lot of people are suffering from things like depression. A lot of people are suffering from loneliness and stuff like this. So we do want to be a positive influence on you guys, and anybody that is subscribed to us, just know that we are available 24/7. Just send us a message if you do have any questions about anything at all, because we're more than happy to chat to you guys at any time. So that's a big major future plan for us, is we're planning on expanding our network and expanding our subscriber base and helping a lot of people out.
Yeah, by the way, you always find our Instagrams down below in the description. So we have a Nalu Adventures Instagram account and my personal one as well. So in case you have anything you want to talk about, or you're in a whatever negative mindset or even a positive mindset, whatever it is, and you need somebody to talk, just quickly go over to Instagram and shoot us a message there. We're always there and we will reply as well. Like a lot of you people maybe know already.
Absolutely, yeah. Gary Smith. Gary says, one quick question, kind of random, but what is the rules on using and flying drones in Albania? So there's different zones, and different zones have different regulations. The only places in Albania that you cannot fly a drone whatsoever is airports and military zones. Yeah. So you have airports and military zones. Once you're outside of those areas, you're perfectly good to fly. Obviously, stay away from places like heavily crowded cities. We flew our drone in Tirana, and that was a great experience. We didn't have any issues. We just went to Skanderbeg Square, where it's nice open space, and the Grand Park of Tirana as well, which is like a local park there in Tirana. Definitely check that out as well if you're going to Tirana. That's perfect for flying a drone.
It depends as well on which drone you're using. Our drone, for example, it tells us exactly where we are allowed to fly it and where we're not allowed to fly it. So just to give you, I don't know how interesting that is for other people, but just to give you an understanding, I don't know.
Oh, the reflection is horrible.
Oh no, you can't see it. I'm sorry, you can't see it. The DJI Mini 2, yeah. So everywhere in Tirana pretty much is all right to fly that. And everywhere outside as well, you do get like a little bit of notification, and the drone will not lift off in case you are in a no-fly zone.
Yeah.
So
just use the DJI app. The DJI app has a map built into it, and it will tell you exactly where you can or can't fly. So it's perfectly fine. Mm-hmm. Everywhere that we've been to in Albania is perfectly accessible for the drone. So especially the DJI Mini. We have the DJI Mini 1, so you actually have a better drone than we do. So we're really jealous now. The DJI Mini 2, the Mini 2 looks amazing. Yeah. And we have our eye on a lot of the other DJIs as well, but they're very expensive. But
be prepared to have a lot of people around you as well when you fly your drone.
Yeah.
Because usually, especially in Tirana, when you fly your drone, you have loads of kids coming up to you and they kind of want to see the screen, want to see what you're doing, and everybody's super excited. So be prepared for that. It's amazing.
Yeah, 100%. Like as soon as you take a drone out in Albania or Montenegro or Croatia, for example, everybody's like, "Whoa! Like, what are you doing?" And then you start flying it, and then people are like, "Oh, they're totally shocked that you're flying the drone around." And it's really nice experience because any opportunity to connect with the locals,
do it.
Perfect. And
my dad is saying we should go where people make music, and then he says in German, wo gesungen wird, da lass dich ruhig nieder, denn böse Menschen haben keine Lieder. Wherever there's music, you can stop and rest because bad people don't have music or songs.
Yep.
It doesn't rhyme in English, but it's a nice saying, so that's why I translated it. We're going to stay where the music is always, and if not, we're going to make our own music.
Yeah, 100%. Always go where the good vibes are. That's the whole point of our channel, guys. The whole point of adventures in general. Go where the good people are, where the good vibes are. Forget about all this negative stuff that's going on in the world. Focus on where your heart is and where your heart is going. And that's all you can do for the present moment. Just let whatever's happening in the rest of the world, let it happen. Focus on you, focus on your family, focus on your loved ones. Do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Gary says, it has been really hard to find a definitive answer on this topic. So thank you. That's perfect. No worries. We're glad that we answered that question for you, Gary. In terms of overall questions and stuff like that, that's basically all we have. Something that we did want to touch on as well. Wow, the live stream is nearly an hour long already. So we have
never expected this to be so long.
We have 52 minutes. This is a 52-minute live stream. What? So very interesting. Jesus. If you guys have any questions at all, we're gonna leave this live stream maybe in the next 10 minutes. We're gonna do like another 10 minutes or so because we don't want to have a Lord of the Rings length live stream here. So drop your questions into the live chat, guys. If you have any questions at all for us, drop them into the live chat. Something that I just wanted to touch on as well is a couple of things. Croatia, Montenegro, and Albania. Those are the three countries that we've really been to since we left Ireland, and Germany as well. So Germany, Croatia, Montenegro, and Albania. If you guys have any questions about any of those four countries, reach out to us over on Instagram, reach out to us here on the live stream. Maybe we will start doing more regular live streams because this one worked out really well. So that's 100%. We'll definitely keep going with the live streams and see if we can get a couple more people on each time that we do it. The whole goal for this channel is to try and expand and build a community of like-minded people, and those like-minded people into travel and into looking after themselves and their family, and especially in this time that's happening right now. So
being interested in new cultures,
having an open mind instead of a closed one. And that's really it, guys. So
my dad is saying our way is the right one.
Our way is the right one.
Stay on the light side.
Stay on the light side. Yeah, 100%.
Gary's saying thanks again for all the information. No worries, Gary. Welcome.
You're welcome.
Reach out to us again, maybe on Instagram if you have anything else.
Yeah.
Drone specific, because I think it's not applicable to a lot of people out there. My dad is saying thank you for the look inside. Kein Problem, Papa.
Yep. No worries whatsoever. So, guys, we're going to spend maybe another, as I said, maybe another 10 minutes more on this live stream. If you do have any questions whatsoever, drop them into the live chat before we do end this. And if you do have any questions after the live stream, if you are just going to tune into the live stream now, drop a question into the comment section, because we're going to post this as a video. So you guys can click back and watch this whenever you want. So that's fine. Eagle Flight says, I suggest you Playa del Carmen for Mexico. That's where we're going. So that's actually exactly where we're going as our first base in Mexico is going to be in Playa del Carmen. We're landing in Cancun on the 8th of October, and then we're either going to stay in Cancun for maybe 2 or 3 days just to get the jet lag off of us, and then we're going to head down towards Playa del Carmen, and then we're going to stay in Playa del Carmen probably for 1 month or so, and use there as like a base to explore the Yucatan Peninsula and all of the areas surrounding in that area. Maybe go to Mexico City as well at some stage as well. But thank you very much, Eagle Flight, for that suggestion. Can't wait to check Playa del Carmen out. So Artan Biku says,
Gary Smith.
Smith, you can come in Kosovo and you can use drone even inside the private toilets.
Okay.
That's amazing. That's really cool. So Kosovo is totally open and perfect for drone use. That's perfect. Thank you very much for that comment, Artan. And once again, guys, any final questions whatsoever, just drop them into the box, into the live chat. If you do want to find out anything at all around full-time travel, how we do this full-time, how we make our videos, why we're interested in this, etc., drop a comment into the box. Artan says you're very welcome to visit us. 100%. We are going to be back in Europe very soon. We're planning on, as I said, going to Mexico and then more South Central America, maybe even North America if they allow us, and then back over maybe to Europe when the summer starts again next year. Teresa says, send you much love. Salud.
Salud, dinero y amor in Mexico and everywhere. Health, money, and love in Mexico and everywhere. Dinero is, well, it's money in Spanish.
Dinero.
Dinero, mama.
Okay, guys. Once again, any final questions at all, drop them over. For now, we're just going to quickly touch upon what we went over in this live stream, just to kind of close it out. So we talked about how we travel full time. We had a couple of questions about, is Albania cheap? Yes, Albania is incredibly affordable. Very travelable. And Albania is actually, I would say, one of the most traveler-friendly countries that we've been to. People are very warm, very welcome, and the food is great.
The
food is amazing.
If you like meat. Let's say it like this. If you're a vegetarian, maybe not so much.
Yeah, if you're a vegetarian, okay, have a Caesar salad or without the chicken or whatever. But if you like meat, like I do, if you like meat like Naomi does, Balkans, come to the Balkans, have some chofta, have some karnache, have some whatever. Kukurets, yeah, have all of it. Come to Albania. Come to Croatia and come to Montenegro, come to the Balkan area in general. Check all of the Balkan area out, because we were very surprised by the places that we've been to so far. So we're coming up on 1 hour, which we were talking earlier, and we were like, how long are we going to do this live stream for? Maybe like 15 minutes or something.
Yeah, I was telling my parents as well, like probably nobody's going to show up.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like 10 minutes, just us talking and that's it. But
yeah, so
the wider family, our subscribers showed up.
Yeah, Kukurets is very spacey.
Spicy?
Very spacey.
Witzig? Or maybe tasty. Sehr lecker,
very tasty.
Tasty. My languages are getting mixed up. Okay,
guys. So we're coming up to the 1 hour mark. I want from both of us, thank you very much for everybody that joined this live. Thank you very much for everybody that is going to watch this video. If you did watch all the way to the end, you are heroes. Eagle Flight says Miro Pavshim, which is it's basically goodbye in Albanian. Miro Pavshim to everybody that's watching this video.
Faleminderit as well.
Faleminderit as well for all of the Albanian viewers out there. Thank you so much for all of the support and all of the just the good vibes. So we just crossed the 1 hour mark. So, guys,
Yeah.
if
Thank
you
you
have,
so much for everything. We appreciate each and every one of you guys out there. We're just blown away by the support we're getting, to be honest.
yeah, 100%. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on the notifications. We love you guys, and we will chat to you all very soon. We're going to go live again in the near future. Bye
Bye,
bye.
Minderit. Bafshim.
Bavshim.
Ian.